ආයුබෝවන් සියලු දෙනාටම ඔටෝ ට්‍රේනර් SL channel එකෙන් අද මම ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ wheel loader යන්ත්‍ර ක්‍රියා කරවීම පිළිබඳ වීඩියෝවේ තුන්වන අවසාන කොටසයි. ඔබ පළමුවන සහ දෙවන කොටස දැරඹුවේ නැතිනම් පළමුව එම කොටස් දෙක නරඹන්න. ඩිස්ක්‍රිප්ෂන් එකේ පහළ කොටසේ එම වීඩියෝ වල ලින්ක් එක සඳහන් කර ඇත. අන්තර්ගතය මෙම වීඩියෝවෙන් පහත සඳහන් කාර්යයන් ප්‍රායෝගිකව සිදු කරන ආකාරය ප්‍රදර්ශනය කර ඇත. 1. උදෑසන කළ යුතු පරීක්ෂාවයි. 2. ටිපර් වලට පස් පැටවීම එහෙම නැත්නම් වී පැටවීම කියන ක්‍රමය. 3. පොළොව යට කැණීම. 4. යන්ත්‍ර ප්‍රවාහනය සඳහා ටේලරයට පැටවීම.
Wheel loaders. With the development of loaders of larger capacity, with higher travel speeds and improved tire performance, the use of wheel loaders to load and carry instead of either scrapers or a fleet of both loaders and haulage vehicles is becoming more common for short haul distances on haul roads of moderate gradient. The comparative outputs by the load and carry scraper and loader haulage vehicle methods are considered further in the instructor's manual. But the break-even point between these methods may be of the order of 100 to 250 meters depending on the types of plant in use. The load and carry method is also attractive because of reduced investment in manpower and plant compared with a loader haulage vehicle fleet. It eliminates the possibility of incorrect loader haulage vehicle ratios, which can often be the cause of inefficient machine utilization. Wheel loaders can also be used for bulldozing work and rough grading with the normal bucket, a typical use being in the maintenance of haul roads. When a larger amount of dozing is required, the bucket should be replaced by load tippers from a stockpile. When loading from a stockpile, the output can be very high in terms of volume of material moved, providing certain procedures are taken. Lost production will result if vehicles being loaded are badly positioned, although this may happen due to site restrictions. Under good open site conditions, bad vehicle positioning should never be allowed. Various methods of positioning vehicles are used, but the most productive for the wheel loader is shown on the screen. The whole vehicle is placed at an angle of 45 degrees to the line of approach of the loader. Once the loader bucket is full, the loader is reversed and turned until it is in line with the side of the whole vehicle. This is accomplished with the bucket lowered to just above ground level. On approaching the tipper, the bucket is raised until it is over the skip. When the operator is sure that it is properly positioned, the bucket is tilted forward and emptied. Once the bucket has been emptied, the bucket is leveled clear of the side of the skip, and the loader is reversed and turned ready for the next dig into the stockpile. While the loader is being reversed, the bucket is again lowered to just about ground level, thus increasing stability while traveling and placing the bucket ready for digging. One cycle should not take more than 1 minute. That is 60 cycles per hour for a trainee. An experienced operator will do it much quicker, of course. As you can see here, this trainee in the last few days of instruction is achieving an average of 36 to 42 seconds per cycle already. The operator should not come into contact with the tipper and should always maintain a slight upward grade of the stockpile. In the event of it raining, the water will naturally run away from the stockpile rather than opening if the grade was downwards towards the stockpile. Pit or foundation excavation. The loader is generally not suitable for large pit excavations, but it is used extensively for small pit excavations down to about 2 meters depth. When the loader is digging into a face, there is a danger of undercutting the bank with the possibility of bank collapse. This can be overcome by using the front shovel to drag down the overhang, but this will reduce production. The traction of the loader can be allied to the crowding action of a face shovel, but as the tractive effort of the loader is dependent on ground conditions, it is not always possible to get a fully loaded shovel. Repeated runs into the bank can fill and heat the shovel, but it is time-consuming and therefore production is lowered. Unlike the face shovel, which only has to swing the loaded bucket to the dump point, a loader has to travel to its dump point, and it is this that governs the output of the loader. When digging a small pit excavation with a loader, a ramp must be formed which could be inside or outside the pit. A compromise between the two is often employed so that the ramp is half in and half out of the pit, as the operator is doing here. Spoil is loaded outside the pit for carting away, or is stockpiled adjacent to the pit in such a way as to leave access on all sides of the pit for further construction work to take place. One reason for loading outside the pit is that the loader can negotiate fairly steep ramps, which is not possible with a haulage vehicle. The decision to load outside the pit may also be due to the size of the pit excavation. If the ramps are very steep, it is advisable for the loader to turn round in the pit and travel up the ramps in a forward direction, providing of course the pit is large enough. The weight of the fully loaded shovel would cause the loader to tip when reversing up a steep ramp. The method used by this operator ensures that the bucket is filled as quickly as is possible and that an even cut is achieved. Common mistakes in loader operation are the use of too high a gear and traveling with the shovel too high. Correct use of gears means better traction, control, and more accurate work. Vary the approach run to avoid ruts and maintain the working area to keep it as level as possible. loading onto a transporter. There should be little danger involved in loading even the largest wheel loaders, providing the operator takes care to line up to the machine with the ramps and drive up slowly, taking care when the machine reaches the point of balance. Travel the machine onto the transporter and position it according to the driver's directions. Lower all the attachments, place the gears in neutral, lock on the brakes and stop the engine. Pivot steer machines, such as this one, need to have the steering locking plate in place before stopping.
wheel loader යන්ත්‍ර ක්‍රියා කරවීම ගැන විස්තර කළ වීඩියෝවේ 3 වන අවසාන කොටස දැන් අවසන් කරනවා. මෝටර් රථ හා බරවාහන ක්‍රියා කරවීම කාර්මික ශිල්ප ගැන දැන ගැනීමට ඔටෝ ට්‍රේනර් SL channel හා සම්බන්ධ වන්න. මගේ channel subscribe කරන්න. වීඩියෝ එක හොඳ නම් like එකක් දමන්න. වීඩියෝව නැරඹුවාට ස්තුතියි. නැවතත් මෙවන් වීඩියෝවකින් හමු වන තෙක් සියලු දෙනාටම සුබ දවසක්.